All right, so this is part 3 of the course where we are elaborating on solutions. And if you remember, just to recap, we have already completed how to generate personas, how to empathize with the user, create an empathy map. We have a fair idea of our value proposition, and we are now deep diving into how to build a user journey. You can find the link to the previous video where we describe what a user journey is on the top right corner. And all right, let's step back. So if you did not see the empathy map video, we're just going to walk you through what we did. So here is an empathy map for a persona called Harshita, who orders from Swiggy very regularly. Now, she does not like she does not like cooking. And she's very busy. She gets drained in the process of cooking. Her major pain points are that she wants to order because when the cook is on leave, she's short on time, when the delivery is late, and so on, right? She cares about healthy food, cost-effective meal, and wants to get food as quickly as possible, right? So this is the context. Now let's talk about, hope you had the time to complete the empathy map. If not, I hope you have a fair idea of what the persona is like. Now we're going to detail and look at the user journey of this persona. All right, so based on that, what do we think the goal for the user, goal for Harshita is, right? So Harshita, in my mind, will want to get food. She wants to get food or she wants to get healthy dinner as quickly as possible when she gets home. Would you agree, Sumit?
Yeah, that sounds like what she said to us.
Healthy dinner as quickly as possible when she gets back from work. All right. Again, now her context is mostly that she is, just so that we remember, she is hungry. She works late, right? She is short on time. She's a vegetarian, right?
And she's probably tired.
And then she's tired, yeah. Right? Would you add something?
No, that's about it, yeah.
Okay, let's start from there at least, right? So that is the context. Now, I think it's really important that we start, like we said earlier, it's really important to define the goal for Harshita here and the context so that we can build the user journey, keeping those two in mind, right? Okay, so Harshita gets home. And the first thing she does, because she wants to order food, because when the cook is on leave. All right, so that's another thing, right? Cook on leave is the context. So the first thing she would do is to open Swiggy, right? Now, there is a difference between a user flow and a user journey. A user journey are just like the high level steps, right? And we're just talking about the critical steps that Harshita might do to get her food. So the first thing she would do is open Swiggy, right? The next thing that she will do is probably choose a restaurant, right? Where to order from. Now, again, it is very important that we write these user journey steps from Harshita's perspective and not from a system perspective, right? So we wouldn't really say choosing a restaurant. I can choose a restaurant by searching, by filtering on Swiggy, by clicking on a particular type of restaurant and so on. But ultimately, my key step is that my activity that I'm doing is I'm choosing a restaurant. Now, the idea is use verbs instead of nouns, because when we use nouns, we are talking in terms of the system language, where we're talking about filtration of restaurants by location, for example, right? Which is not what the intent is, which is not what a user would do. The activity that Harshita will do is choose a restaurant. Now here we can detail that into further steps. Like again, because Harshita, we know, is short on time. She will want to probably choose a restaurant which delivers quickly, right? So she would say, choose by delivery time, right? There could be other options, which is choose by location because of the nearby restaurants. And I know that the restaurants nearby are good and healthy, right? Or she might just choose by searching for a restaurant name, because if Harshita orders from that restaurant daily, right? Or she might choose by cuisine because we know that she likes healthy food.
Yeah, I already typed cuisine.
Okay, all right. Okay, so these are the various. Now, if you go back and see, I will read this. The act of choosing a restaurant is very elaborate. These are all the possible things that Harshita can do to make a decision on a restaurant. And by using verbs, it gives us flexibility to the designers and engineers to really think about how can we fulfill this activity. So we're not bound on, they can probably create like a beautiful search page. They can create filters. They can create a homepage with different categories. And that can come later, which is what the interactions and the user flow is. But here, while designing the user journey, our intent is to just keep ourselves on the levels of the goals of the users, the activity that a user will do, and the task that a user wants to take in order to achieve their goal, right? Okay, so the next thing that Harshita will do is, let me just write here. I will choose a dish. Once I've selected a restaurant, I will choose a dish. Now, and after I choose a dish, right, I can also do further detailing. So I think this also helps you getting into the user shoes and start thinking about detail. Now, if you think, I can also add a drink, or I can add more stuff, right? Even if I've used a dish, I can add more items as well. I can also say, so I think while diving down into details, these are the specific things they would do. That is one question that will help us get into details. Another thing to think about is, what are the alternative things that they could do, right? One of the alternative thing is, okay, I feel like having a healthy meal from a healthy restaurant, but I also feel like having an ice cream. So I want to order an ice cream. So I will say, okay, sorry. Oops. Right. I want to order, choose a dish from another restaurant. Now, this helps us in taking a decision from a business perspective as to whether we wish this, do we want the user to do something like this or not? And maybe due to operational reasons, Swiggy has decided that they can only order from one restaurant per order. But these are the ways in which you could at least ask those kind of questions, right? So here I would say this is an alternative flow, right? What are the alternative things that they could do? Now here the decision is, okay, but even if you don't want the user to order from different restaurants, we do need to tell them that you can't order and why. So here maybe we could prompt something like, and this is Swiggy prompting the user to say, please order from one restaurant, at a time, and so on, right? Okay. All right. Now, after I have chosen a dish and I have figured out what do I want to have, the next thing I will do is to give my address, right? So let me just point out the major things. Give my address. After giving the address, I will pay. Then I will confirm order. Or actually, I will confirm order before paying. So the sequence will be different. And then I will get order and eat. Now these are the broad steps. If you see, right. But now if you think about it, right. This is the major backbone. These are the major steps that Harshita will do. But if you see, there are a lot of alternative things that are possible as well, right? Like while I give my address, there are multiple ways of giving the address, right? Right. There could also be promo code. So while paying, I could choose to give a promo code or not, or I could pay with multiple options. Like what can I pay with? What are the specific things that I will do here? So I will pay by credit card. I will pay by multiple things, right? But now let's think about from the user perspective. After I pay and I get the order, let's also ask the question about what will they do here, and what if when things go wrong? When things go wrong, where I, let's say, did not get my order on time, I will want to track my order in between. I want to know where it is, right? So this is what user journey really helps us with. So I think we missed a step, which is about track my order, right? All right. So I will say they will track the order and they will eat. Now, again, what if while tracking the order goes wrong? Like, something goes wrong. Either the restaurant did not make the order on time, or the delivery person did not collect it on time, or or he's just late, right? Now here, there are various things that could happen, right? When I pay and the order is confirmed, now it's time to think about like what will a restaurant do, and that is the introduction of another role, right? And also after the restaurant is preparing the order, you will also think about what will a delivery person do. If things go wrong, I might want to reach out to the customer service executive, right? So imagine if you have, so this journey is only from Harshita's perspective, but we know when the other roles journeys will trigger at what point in time. And if you have everything together mapped out on one single place, it helps a lot in talking about interdependencies and so on. One thing to note though here is that there is a difference between a user flow and user journey. This exercise that we did is a user journey, whereas a journey that a user may take or undertake. User flow is at a very detailed level where it is talking about how will a user interact with your application. So it is at a much detailed level. It is much more about the screens level and interaction level and so on. But here are the steps that a user will do in order to get food. So Harshita will do these steps in order to get her food. Right. It also, I think, is another way to get to details is also think about what if the system crashes? How will we communicate that to the user? What if the restaurant could not accept the order? And if things went wrong? So those are, again, handling of errors, handling of any alternative flows that may take place. So happy path, alternative flows, and happy path, sad path, and an alternative paths, right? Because there is no one happy path depending on the user. Right. So hopefully, we were able to communicate what a user journey is and how to create a user journey. This video will be followed by an assignment where we will ask you to complete this user journey and detail out further user journeys of different roles as well. Or you could pick anything from your own project, but I wouldn't spill all the beans for the assignments here. Hope this video gave you enough information on how to create one so that you can do your assignment well.
Great stuff, Richa. And so now we can move into the next concept, which is story maps. What do you think?
Yes.
Let's go there.